Hey everybody, how's it all going? James here, the Gaming Ho, and today I've got a video for you guys. Now, I apologize that it has been 2 weeks plus since my last video, because I got a PS4 about 5 or so days after I put up that GTA video, and I was actually trying to figure out ways to record on it using my HTB VR, until I finally realized when going on the forums that actually you can't record with the current HTTP VRs. Now, they have brought out a second edition, which they did about a year ago, and Elgato's. Apparently you can record with those, but only if you tamper the shit out of them. Like, apparently currently it's taking the piss to record with the PS4s because for some reason Sony somehow did some copyright bullshit by accident. But anyway, that's out of the window, don't want to talk about that anymore. Anyway, we're talking about Infamous Second Son. This is probably the first really awesome exclusive that we're seeing from Sony. But yeah, so Infamous Second Son is looking pretty damn beast. We've seen a few trailers and a few full gameplay videos, and we're going to be talking today about the multiplayer side of it. Now, multiplayer, loads of you are probably thinking, oh, I'm a die-hard Infamous fan, I don't want some fucking multiplayer bullshit, XP, headshot. But anyway, I don't mean that kind of competitive play. I don't think that would really work for Infamous. I'm thinking more about the co-op side of things. Now, I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but I'm mainly going to talk about how this has been hinted at. Now, this isn't just a video and I decided to talk about it, which I probably would have done this video anyway, but one of the main reasons I've done this is because various articles have been hinting, and Sony, towards this game having a multiplayer. One of the main reasons is that apparently on like one of the back of the boxes or something to do with it, it said obviously offline play 1 player, as you'd expect, as you see on the back of the boxes all the time. And then it said online play to be confirmed, or TBA, to be announced. Now you would think that they wouldn't bother to even include a online play amount of characters amount of players, because it's kind of a no-brainer. When you're not developing any multiplayer, you don't have to confirm it, so you wouldn't bother putting that. So that's kind of a little hint in there. I mean, I wouldn't want that many people in the game, I don't think, but that's a little kind of stepping stone towards what could be multiplayer for Infamous Second Son. Now, what could this bring? Could this bring competitive multiplayer? I doubt it. I mean, as much as it could be cool, it could also have a lot of faults, and it could kind of draw away from the game. Like Dead Space 2. Dead Space 1 didn't have any multiplayer. Dead Space 2 did have multiplayer, and a lot of people didn't like that game. And for that reason, it was reviewed lower by some magazines. But I'm personally leaning more towards the co-op aspect of Infamous Second Son. Now, when I'm speaking about co-op, I don't mean like campaign co-op, because I do kind of think that would be a bad idea, because you kind of want to focus and stay immersed in the world with the characters and whatever, because it's a great single player experience. It's been like that for the last 2 games and it's worked really well, so they wouldn't really want to change that at all. But I'm saying co-op mode, like, I don't know, when you beat the game or when you've just had a little bit of fun, you could invite your friend into your session and you could just go around together, like killing loads of enemies, maybe doing side missions, which don't matter too much because, you know, the side missions are kind of just where you get XP, you get new powers, you kill enemies in fun ways. It's not really mission-based and you don't see cutscenes, so, you know, that wouldn't matter really. So, having a co-op mode like this where you and your buddy, maybe just 2 of you would be all I'd need, personally. But if you maybe even more of that, up to 5 people, but having a co-op experience in free roam play, all with different powers, want to use more based on fire, want to use more based on neon, whatever, if you've got different powers and you can combine them. I mean, can you imagine if you could like charge up the smoke power, whilst one of you charges up like an ice power, if that's even possible, and you could kind of combine the 2 and then create some amazing elemental explosion of the 2 things? That would be freaking amazing. I mean, they could really do a lot with this. I mean, we didn't see multiplayer in Infamous 1 because it didn't need it. I mean, this was at the time when the PS3 had pretty much came out. I think it was within the first year at least, and multiplayer games had only really started to pick up, and people didn't really play them anywhere near as much as they do now. Infamous 2, they kind of kept with their substance and they didn't really want to stray away from what they do best, so I guess they just kind of kept with that. But for Infamous 3, this is PS4, and you know, maybe they're thinking You know, they've added a new character. They've changed the city, sort of, because it is actually proper Seattle now. They've got the rights to it and everything. So maybe they're thinking, well, why don't we try and increase longevity of this game and add in some multiplayer? Now, another thing I wanted to talk about is even if we are getting a competitive or a co-op experience, either one of them, within that, we could see our own Conduit character customization. I mean, because going around as two of the same character is always kind of weird. I mean, we've seen that in other games and it hasn't really mattered because it's been an afterthought. Just a little bit of fun and we haven't really been bothered by it. But in this case, it would be quite cool if one of us could maybe be the main character and you join the session as one you've made yourself. He could just be a cool guy with like a gas mask and he could be more of a heavy powered Conduit. Or maybe you could even play as Cole. I mean, there is a Cole DLC apparently coming with the game with the special edition, and apparently it's only with the special edition. You can't get it afterwards or anything. So, you know, maybe it's even you play as Cole, whatever. But I doubt that anyway, because I don't think they'll want to bring back another character just as a afterthought for co-op mode. If they were to bring him back, I think they'd want to go back into detail and to give him a few hours of in-game campaign. Now, another thing is this multiplayer going to be an afterthought? I mean, it could happen, although I just think it's too much of a opportunity waste if this is going to be an afterthought, because I wouldn't be surprised if this game ships with campaign, which is what everybody's mainly looking towards. I'd say 80% of people are looking at that, and 20% of people are really wanting multiplayer, but the majority of people want the campaign and then say, you know, campaign is what I want, but multiplayer could work too. But, so, it could just be, you know, you play as that, and then you can just invite someone to your game, and then they play as the same character, I don't know, except with, like, a different jacket, because I know you can get different jackets in this game, whatever, or hats that he wears, so you could just be, like, a different version of him. But, they probably wouldn't do any, if this was going to be an afterthought, I guess they wouldn't do any story aspects to the other version of the character. They'd just go, oh, well, there's another character, I guess you don't really give a shit, because it's gonna be fucking awesome, so go have fun with your buddies, and you just go around like shockwaving bitches, like, "Rah, Tim! Did you see that helicopter? Oh, the one that's falling on you! Oh!" So yeah, that's a little taste of what I'd see in my mind. That's creativity. So honestly, Sucker Punch, I hope you've done a co-op mode for this game. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please subscribe if you're new here. I hope you enjoyed the video and you thought it was informative. And I'll see you all next time.
Hey! Stop it! Stop it!